good now? Okay, so I'm making y'all, well, you're new and you're new, but the rest of you have sat through one before, so you're sitting through another one. And probably, what, like 4 more after this? I don't remember, but you're sitting through more. So, I have a PowerPoint today, because, that makes everything better, because PowerPoints are great. I like PowerPoints better than I like talking to people, so if I could communicate through PowerPoint, life would be great. But today is an informational speech, so yay! No. So I will be talking about the Wildlife Society as a whole, but I am a member of the North Carolina Wildlife Society, and I actually got to attend the annual conference for the state last summer. Not even last summer, it was during the school year. That was a lot of fun. But I'm going to talk about a few things like what they are, because a lot of people don't understand what they do or anything like that. What they do and when and why they were created. That tells you everything that I'm going to talk about. Oh, that almost sounded bad. With pictures. Okay, so what is the Wildlife Society? Okay, so what is the Wildlife Society? The Wildlife Society is a whole bunch of different things. It's national, it's nationwide. It's not the insurance, but it's nationwide. They talk, each state can have their own different chapter, so it's kind of one huge chapter for the country, and then each state can or does have their own individual one. I can't remember, I looked it up, but I think most states have one. Some states don't because they're smaller. They just never really got into it, or they don't have very many national area, like wildlife related areas. Just recently, within the past 20 or so years, universities can also have their own chapter because it's an educational society. They try to get out on the public. So universities can also have their own chapter. University in Mount Olive has their own chapter. That's a lot of fun. Okay, so why were they created? Oh, I have pictures. There's your pictures. It tells you there's the main student chapter. Here's another student chapter. Those are the different wildlife societies that you can have. That's Albuquerque, New Mexico. Different states have their different symbols. Ours is just the national symbol. We're not special enough to make our own symbol apparently. I tried to look for it and I couldn't find it. So, okay. Why was it created? It was founded in 1937, which seems a lot longer ago than it was, I guess, so to say. It's nationwide. Each state can have their own chapter. Said that. They hold an annual conference every year. So each state will take turns holding the national conference. So it's not always in the same place, which is nice because you go to get information and see what's happening every year, but at the same time, you don't want to visit the same place over and over again. And each state also holds their own annual conference, also in a different place each year. This year it was at Black Mountain. That was a lot of fun, but next year it will probably be somewhere else, probably still in the mountains, but it'll be different. There's a couple pictures for that. Okay, there's also, what do they do? They are created, why they are created and what they do pretty much fall along the same lines. That's why I waited till now to talk about it. They are educational to an extent. They want to get out and talk to the public and tell them about how you need to preserve wildlife and their habitats because without it, we would be nothing. Kill the trees, you don't breathe. Kill the animals, what are you gonna eat? Nothing. You just screwed. So they try to tell people how to preserve their wildlife, treat the wildlife, why it's important to keep them around. They also study the wildlife and their habitats. And they also they track wildlife to see where they migrate to so they can keep their migration patterns the same, see how it's affected with building cities and tearing down habitat and vice versa. And they also like to get out into schools along with the public and do training sessions. Wildlife Society down in Goldsboro, I believe it was, or a little bit outside of Goldsboro, is actually going to get together this coming school year and do stuff for the University of Mount Olive they're going to partner with us and do stuff for the public, and it's going to be a hunter's educational course. So they like to partner around and teach people what they need for life. These are just a couple pictures of the different conferences that you can do. Like, for each conference, it's something different. When I went to the annual conference, we had people with posters posted one night, and the posters are research that they have done. So these are either students or people that work in the environmental field who have done research on different things and put a project together. That was national conference. These are 2 state conferences from different states, along with their posters. Each year, only a few posters and projects get presented because they were the ones that were the best. And then, any questions? I like that slide. It's pretty. Any questions? I'm good with no questions. That's okay. You're good.